Scott or the Scott Man. We're here to do a drive video today. We are in the Chicago area. We're going to be heading south on Interstate 294 from the Kennedy Expressway or Interstate 90 and head all the way to where I-294 ends at I-80. So we're just over by the Chicago O'Hare Airport, and right where we started the video, that's the Kennedy Expressway. Which if you take that east, which that's again that's Interstate 90. That'll take you into downtown Chicago. Take that west, you'll head out toward Rockford, Illinois. And then over here, this is Interstate 190, and that is the freeway which will take you over into O'Hare. It is a beautiful day out today. Lots of blue skies, partly cloudy skies, or I'd say mostly sunny skies. And my current thermometer is reading 85 degrees Fahrenheit. If you convert that to Celsius, it's around 29 degrees. So it is summer out there, but not all that bad. But yeah, not too bad traffic-wise today. But I am filming this around during the 4th of July holiday weekend. Although the 4th of July itself is tomorrow, and today is a Monday. However, I think a lot of people did take today off or are given this day off. But there are a lot of people who aren't working. Who are working today. Like for me, I end up having to take this day off in order to have a 4-day weekend, because otherwise I would have had to work today. So Interstate 294 in its entirety is the majority of the Illinois tollway, which is one of the many toll roads in the Chicago area. So for the toll roads in Illinois, especially with the Illinois tollway, it's all electronic, so you don't have to worry about paying with cash or anything like that, or stopping at a toll booth. So you either have to have something called an I-Pass, or if you don't have that, you can also use the Easy Pass, which I happen to have an Easy Pass, which I bought it for my road trip I did out to Massachusetts. Back in April. Which I got mine through the state of Ohio. So this is the perfect opportunity to use that, so that way I can use the toll roads and not have to worry about having to get a bill in the mail. Oh, and then speaking of that, if you don't have the I-Pass or the Easy Pass,
there's a speed trap
then you have to get a bill in the mail. But 294 is a nice alternative to going through downtown Chicago, because during the middle of the day it can get really, really busy and congested going through downtown. So yeah, right now I'm heading back to Michigan now, although I'm spending the night in Northwest Indiana. So I'll be getting back home to Michigan tomorrow, and I will be what am I saying? I just came back from Wisconsin, so I spent about a good day and a half or so up in Wisconsin. To get over there, I ended up going the other way over to northern Wisconsin. I went over the Mackinac Bridge in Michigan, and I went west through the Upper Peninsula. Made a pit stop in Escanaba for a few hours. Got to check out the city of Escanaba, which is on Lake Michigan. And then from there, I came down into northeast Wisconsin. I stayed in Green Bay for 2 nights, but the reason why I went over there was because I wanted to visit Door County, Wisconsin, which is it's considered to be the not the gateway, but the Cape Cod of the Midwest. With after really enjoying Cape Cod, Massachusetts back in April, I knew I had to check out Door County. Although Door County, Wisconsin has different vibes than what I got when I went to Cape Cod. How I like to say it is, Door County, Wisconsin is kind of like a mix between Cape Cod in Massachusetts and the Leelanau Peninsula in Michigan. And if you don't know what the Leelanau Peninsula is, that's where Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore is. It's up near Traverse City, Michigan, that area. But yeah, Door County is really neat though. It's like you got beautiful rugged coastline. You have a lot of beautiful parks over there. And then a lot of beautiful villages such as Bailey's Harbor, Sister Bay, Fish Creek, Egg Harbor, etc. And then this morning I got to spend some time in Sturgeon Bay, which is like I think is the largest city in that area. Well, in Door County. Green Bay is larger, or the largest city in that area, but it's not technically in Door County. It's just before you start to get into the Door Peninsula. We have a lot of road work going on here right now. This is kind of like back home in Michigan where there's road construction everywhere. Although at least here all the lanes are currently open. So I can't complain about that one. Okay, looks like a lane split. So I'm probably gonna... Yeah, I'm not sure which lane I want to be in just yet. Yep, Chicago is the third largest city in the United States, although I think Houston, Texas might be creeping up a little bit when it comes to population. Okay, I think I made the right decision staying to the right, because it's like the far left lane is just a single lane. If someone was going really, really slow, I'd be in big trouble. But in this general area, we have the interchange for Interstate 290, and also, and then a little bit further up ahead, we have Interstate 88, which I-88 is another toll road. And yeah, you can't see it from this camera, or I think I'm seeing the video, but if you look way out to the east of here, you can see the skyscrapers of Chicago, including you can also see the Sears Tower. Interstate 290 East, that'll take you back, or that'll take you into Chicago, or downtown Chicago. Which, yeah, that exit's coming up momentarily. So, yeah, kind of funny how around this time a year ago, I was in Chicago. Because yeah, my 4th of July weekend trip last year was to Chicago, and I got to spend spent about 3 days in the city, which I had a great time exploring the city. And here's the exit for 290 East. Spent 2 days in downtown Chicago. Even though I think one of the days I checked out some of the different neighborhoods, like I think Pilsen was one, Chinatown was another. I think the same day I went over to Navy Pier, and then also got to check out a Cubs game too. doing that, this would be the worst time to go into the cities because it's around rush hour. Then we got another toll booth.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Or another, we got another toll booth up ahead. I got some small potholes there. Yeah, what'll be nice is that since I have the easy pass, I'll be able to easily go bill me against my account, so I don't have to wait a long time to get a bill in the mail. But yeah, overall, I had a really nice time. But yeah, technically, I still got tomorrow when it comes to driving to do, but I'm gonna leave early enough in the morning so that way I can beat all the traffic home. Maybe try to get home back into the Detroit area around lunchtime. Yeah, I'm probably glad I'm coming back through Chicago, going this way back into Michigan, just because I'll tell you this, traffic was insanely bad going up to northern Michigan the day I left, because I left after work on Friday. And even at 8 o'clock at night, traffic was really bad. But I stayed up in Gaylord, Michigan, which is in the northern part of the Lower Peninsula. And I'm so glad I did that because when I woke up that next morning, I crossed over the Mackinac Bridge. It was like just before 8 o'clock in the morning. Traffic wasn't too bad. I think I only had to wait like a couple minutes to get through the toll booth at the Mackinac Bridge, and I was on my way. But I learned later that if I would have gone across the bridge like 3 or 4 hours later, there were backups on the Mackinac Bridge for that toll booth, because the toll booth's on the north side of the bridge. It was backed up all the way to Mackinac City. So traffic was backed up for the entire length of the bridge. That's why when I travel, I like to get up early. I think the only time I wake up at 7 a.m. on a trip is if I had a late night or something. Okay, I gotta be a little careful here. People might do silly things. Yeah, but the exit here, that's the exit for Highway 34. What's pretty cool about Highway 34 is that, yeah, it's a pretty long highway which runs east and west through the United States. I think 34 ends in Chicago, and in Highway 34, if you take that west, you can go all the way to Rocky Mountain National Park, because it ends up, yeah, going through Rocky Mountain National Park along Trail Ridge Road, and it ends up at Highway 40 near Granby, Colorado. And it would not be Chicago without traffic backups. Although I'm sure if I would have gone through downtown, it would be significantly worse than this. And another 2.5 miles to go, we'll be up to the interchange for Interstate 55. It's like, what would have been cool is if anytime you go into different cities, yeah, it's kind of hard for you for that. I think it was like this got to be a police officer. It's like trying to get through the traffic to try to get to where the officer's trying to get to. so what I was trying to say is like because I know Chicago has all different, for the suburbs, all different cities and towns. So like what would have been cool is that they would, because I know in Detroit they do that, to where anytime you enter a new city or town, that there's a sign saying like, welcome to so and so. Although, to be honest with you, I think everybody just refers to the whole metropolitan area as Chicago. Because even if you go to Northwest Indiana, people who live like in Gary or heck, I think even all the way up to like Porter or Michigan City or Valparaiso, everybody says that I live in Chicago. Fortunately, that traffic backup wasn't all that bad. It was just more to slow go than anything else. And coming up ahead in about half a mile, we have the interchange for Interstate 55 or the Stevenson Expressway, which, yeah, if you go east on the Stevenson Expressway, that'll take you into the southern part of downtown Chicago. Because I think it ends up all the way over at Lakeshore Drive, and then of course the Stevenson Expressway, you take that south, because technically Interstate 55 is a north and south freeway. So I-55 west, I'll take you out towards St. Louis, and then eventually, or southwest down towards St. Louis, and then it continues its way south all the way down to Louisiana. Tire debris in the freeway here. Thankfully it's not too bad where I'm having to play Frogger going through here. Okay, this is good. We're finally out of the construction zone. And then, yeah, if you would have gone off at the Stevenson, you can take that east towards Chicago Midway Airport, which is the second of the two big airports in Chicago. O'Hare is the largest airport, and it's one of the largest airports in the United States. Where chances are, it's like if you ever have a connecting flight in the United States, a lot of times you are connecting in O'Hare. And then Midway Airport is the smaller airport, which if you're flying Southwest Airlines, that's its big hub. Although, to be honest with you, if you're trying to get down like to Memphis, Tennessee, or anywhere like down in Mississippi, anywhere further south than that, I-55 is not the best way to go because you do have a longer route going towards St. Louis. Where you'd be better off taking I-57 south out of the city because it's more of a direct route heading down toward Memphis. Even as I look off to the left, I can still see the Sears Tower. So yeah, visibility is pretty good today. I say that because yeah, just a week ago, it's like there was a lot of wildfire smoke coming down from Ontario and Quebec. It was causing a lot of visibility problems and very poor air quality down here in Chicago, and then also where I live in Detroit. Like, it was insane. But so thankfully everything cleared out by the holiday weekend. So I had some nice, fresh, clean air to breathe in for my time up in northeast Wisconsin. more driving videos around the Chicago area. So we're getting the opportunity to do that today. And on my way home tomorrow, I'm going to try to film one more driving video as I leave the whole Chicago area. It'll be in northwest Indiana. Yeah, you could tell that the old exits for where you used to have like the actual toll gantries for toll gantries where you used to have to go up to a booth and pay a toll booth attendant a lot of times a cash fee. It's like yeah, you can still see the remnants of that over to the right. Thankfully, with it all being electronic, you don't have to deal with having to slow down or stop and have to pay with cash. Although, of course, at the same time, though, if you don't have a transponder for Easy Pass or I-Pass, then you have to get a bill in the mail. Yeah, as a matter of fact, once I get to my hotel, I'm staying in Munster, Indiana, which is just across the border from Illinois. And I have a friend who lives in, well, actually I have a couple friends who live in northwest Indiana. I'll be meeting one of them for a little bit this evening. As a matter of fact, he's my good friend Dima, who I've met up with a few times in the area, and then also even once up in St. Joseph, Michigan. Which, yeah, I remember the first time I met him in person, because we'd known each other like through like YouTube and things like that, but first met up with him when we went to Indiana Dunes. And that was like 4 years ago. Which, yeah, for him, since he's in northwest Indiana, it's not that far of a drive for him. Traffic's flowing pretty well. I'll be curious what it'll be like once, because toward the end of the video, the toll road is going to merge into Interstate 80, and that stretch can get pretty congested. Another 15 miles left in the video. Got a couple police officers on the other side of the freeway. So we have 8 miles to go until we get to Interstate 57, which I was just talking about that just a few minutes ago. 12 miles until we get to Interstate 80. And then I-294 ends over at I-94. Again, as I was saying at the beginning of the video, I-294 is a bypass of I-94, which this goes around downtown and avoids all the heavy congestion down in that area. Of course, the only bad thing is you don't get to see a nice view of all the skyscrapers of Chicago. immediate trip I got planned is a trip out to, which I'm sure I'll be talking about this in my next video, my next driving video that I'll be filming tomorrow. But my next video will be I'll be heading out of the country for the first time in 2023. I'll be heading out to Calgary, Alberta, which it's not my first time there. Although to be honest, because yeah, I went there several years ago. Because I did not get to see much of downtown Calgary though, because yeah, I went there, or met up with my cousin Lauren, because she was living in Colorado at the time. I met up with her, and she and I went to Banff National Park for a couple days, and we had a great time when we went. I remember the two of us went during the Canadian Thanksgiving, which is early October, around the same time as we have Columbus Day here in the United States. I think we stayed in Calgary, but we ended up leaving the next day, and I got into Calgary very, very late. So I never got to see the city. So now I'm going back this time, and I'm sure I'll be going during the Calgary Stampede, so I'll be in the city this time, at least for one of the days, so it'll be really, really cool. Like I have a very good friend who lives in the area, so it'll be really, really great to because I haven't seen her in a few years, like when she was living in Toronto back then. So let's just say, yeah, she knows Calgary very, very well, so it'll be really, really cool to experience the Calgary Stampede for the very first time. And I know she and I will be doing some other things too, although I'm not sure what I'll be filming on that trip. It wouldn't surprise me if I just filmed the Calgary Stampede and that's it. There'll probably be a lot of other things we'll be doing offline, so. So you know the drill. It's like if I don't film something, you know I'll probably be talking about it in one of my driving videos. I'm glad I'm not going the other way, because it looks like there's some type of either a stalled out vehicle or a collision on the other side. So there's a lot of traffic congestion on the other side. To doing that trip, really looking forward to seeing my good friend as well too. Because again, I haven't seen my friend Kelsey in like 4 years, and since then I was trying to see her sooner than this, but let's just say the pandemic did not make things easy. Now I finally get a chance to see her, but yeah, since then, yeah, she and I we've talked quite a bit, so it's like we keep in touch quite often. So we should be approaching I-57 momentarily. Although right before that, yeah, we got the exit for Route 83. But yeah, I am curious so, because traffic has been really, really good for the most part. It's like, yeah, anybody from the Chicago area who's watching this video, is this normal? I know it's because, yeah, it's like, I know this is a Monday. This is a Monday, but this, I know a lot of people have taken this day off for the 4th of July holiday, with the 4th of July being on a Tuesday. But I'm curious if this is, because it's 10 after 5 o'clock in the evening, so I'm curious if this is normal or not. I'm not complaining though, because I like it. I like it when we're moving and not just stopping in the giant parking lot. All right, here's the interchange for Interstate 57, which I-57 North will take you into downtown Chicago. And then I-57 South will take you all the way down to Memphis, Tennessee. Although the funny thing is, I-57 does not go all the way to Memphis. It ends up back at I-55 in Sikeston, Missouri, which is in between St. Louis and Memphis. But it's more of a direct route if you're heading south down to Memphis, Tennessee. I heard something that they might be extending the freeway from Sikeston going southwest down toward Little Rock. So at some point it might be a good route to take to get down to Little Rock too, down in Arkansas. So we should have just another several more miles to go in this video, because we're going to be approaching I-80 in like 3 miles. And we got another toll booth up ahead. I think there's 2 more. We got this one up ahead. I think there's one last one once we merge along with Interstate 80. Yeah, I will say that this has been quite a nice route. Gets around the heavy congestion of the downtown Chicago area. So coming up here,
in half a mile, keep left to stay on I-294 south.
All right, let me talk, please. Okay, so yeah, coming up here, we're approaching Interstate 80. So Interstate 80 west will take you out toward the state of Iowa. You first get over to the Quad Cities, over along the Mississippi.
Keep left to stay on I-294 south.
Along the Mississippi River, and then
continue for 10 miles.
And then eventually we'll take you over into Iowa, going toward Des Moines, eventually over to Omaha, Nebraska. So yeah, you would have wanted to have gone off at the exit back there to go west on Interstate 80. So now for the rest of this video, just got another few minutes left, we're going to be running concurrent with Interstate 80. And then Interstate 80 will continue east toward the rest of the eastern part of Chicago, going out toward Gary, Indiana border, eventually to Michigan City. Well, no, not Michigan City. That's I-94 going up that way. Interstate 80 continues east as the Indiana Toll Road going over toward South Bend and Elkhart, Indiana, before eventually heading over to Ohio. And it ends up all the way into New York City. And yeah, from here to the end of the video, this is the part I have driven on before for I-294. Because I've done road trips in the past where I've either come back or have gone east on I-80. this is all very familiar to me compared to what I drove on earlier. And yeah, when I look off to the left toward the north, I can barely see the Chicago skyline. Another 2 miles and 3/4 of a mile until we get to the exit for I-94. So what'll happen is when we get to I-94, that's the end of I-294, and I-94 continues its way to the north back toward downtown Chicago. I-94 will then merge onto I-80, and both I-80 and I-94 will head into Indiana. Just got 1 more mile to go, and then we'll be wrapping up this driving video. And just before the end here, we got a service plaza. We got a gas station, also McDonald's. They had another plaza at the other end of the tollway. So I'm cool with that. So this is the exit here. So get off here for I-94 West to go up to downtown Chicago. All right. So hope you enjoyed this video here on I-294 in its entirety through the Chicago area as we've taken it south. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that subscribe button to come along and join me for the adventure. And don't forget to click that notification bell so that way you know when a new video goes live. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scottman, signing out.